Welcome back, everybody, to the Izzy Eisenstein show. Today, Taylor Swift, Out of the Woods. Now, of course, I'm familiar with this song through the album reaction from Patreon and numerous acoustic performances, I think, right? At least the Grammy ones, which that song just sort of, that version just breathed new life into it for me, you know. I mean, the subtleties in the way she delivered the same lyric in each chorus, you know, to tell the story is just really, really cool, man. But I haven't seen the video, so that's what I'm going to do today. Oh, gorgeous, look at that. Somebody said in another reaction I've done that was it the dress that she wore as a zombie? Was that the dress that's from this video? It's a great thing with great art, isn't it? You know, the more you listen, the more you watch, the more you see, you know, the more is revealed. And I don't think I've commented on the opening line of this song before, but I have commented that opening lines are so important. Looking at it now, it all seems so simple. And that happens a lot with life, doesn't it? You know, in hindsight, things can seem simple. They can seem pretty complicated as well, I suppose. Life's easy when you know the answers, I guess. But yeah, I love it already. That's a great analogy, isn't it? A great lyric to describe, I suppose, being in love. You know, that whether that's with a person or a hobby or an occupation or something. You know, you could be in love with music, can't you? You know, I know I certainly am. That everything outside of it does just seem bland, right? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Good. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Good. Are we out of the woods? Looking at it now. Last December, we were built to fall apart, then fall back together. I've just watched the Tiff interview that she did in Conversation with from 2022, and she spoke about the influence for this record being, you know, John Hughes films, and I guess I didn't, throughout all of the times I've listened to that album and that tour, I hadn't really put that together, but like listening to this now, there's a feel of it, isn't it? You know, that it could belong in those kind of films, you know, but while still being current and modern and Taylor, you know. it's not just like an imitation of that style, you know. It's influenced by, but it's beautiful to see. And I love I just love the change here as well, you know, from the woods to still like it's a different kind of desolateness. Is that a word? You know, it's a different kind of wilderness, isn't it? You know, it's a different challenge to face for survival.
Last December, we were built to fall apart, then fall back together. Ooh, your neck was hanging from my neck. The
Not
night we
anymore.
couldn't quite forget when we decided to move the
So that's cool, isn't it, as well, you know? So is that like something thrown away in anger and then been like, I should have held on to that, or tried to hold on to that a bit longer, or like it's a very interesting, cool symbolism, isn't it?
The night we couldn't quite forget when we decided to move the furniture so we could dance, baby, like we stood a chance. Two paper airplanes flying, and I remember thinking, are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet?
What's that, a leap of faith?
Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear.
How cool's that as well? Like washing up on the shore just to find it's a desert, you know. This is all really cool. Let's take it back quite a bit, actually. This is cool. And the wolves always sort of, they're out the door, aren't they, you know, which symbolically, that's just like the human experience, isn't it? You know, literally from, like, you know, tens of thousands of years ago, when that would have been literally the case, you know, the predators are waiting to pounce. And probably is still the case, you know, in certain parts of the world, but the wolves never disappear, do they? You know, they become not non-literal, perhaps, you know, or metaphors. That if you're not careful and you're not living correctly, there is a wolf there, you know, ready to get you.
We were built to fall apart, then fall back together. Ooh, your neck was hanging from my neck. The night we couldn't quite forget when we decided to move the furniture so we could dance, baby, like we stood a chance. Two paper airplanes flying, and I remember thinking, are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the?
And it works on like a deeper metaphor as well through, you know, through the times that, you know, humanity has to survive, you know, through ice ages, you know, through desolation, you know, through being cast out into the desert and all that sort of stuff, you know. So it works on the micro and the macro, doesn't it? And I guess the older I get, the more I realise that's kind of what life is, you know. And I think that's why in as far as I can tell anyway, in all the religions I'm aware of, you know, there is such value in the stories, you know, and they shouldn't always be taken literally, but like metaphorically, you know, they hold great meaning. Probably the same as like Shakespeare does, you know. It takes some looking, because I remember never ever getting Shakespeare, and then I was to help with something to do with my acting. I was advised to learn a speech from Hamlet, and I had to learn it in a couple of weeks, like off by heart. So I just kept reading it, and it was kind of nonsensical to me to begin with. But then eventually, like I don't know, like to code, like learning another language or something, meaning started to appear in the lines and the words, which was just profound. But like, I just don't know how I didn't see it to begin with. Like, it's really, really cool to experience.
Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Good.
And I suppose like what I'm saying about the stories in religions is that it's more like the myths and the fables and the fairy tales, or just as much those. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to have a religious quality to it. You know, but there must be like a reason that these stories, these tales, have survived for you know, thousands of years, because there's value in them. You know.
Remember when you hit the brakes too soon? 20 stitches in a hospital room. When you started crying, baby, I did too. But when the sun came up, I was looking at you. Remember when I couldn't take the heat? I walked out and said I'm setting you free. But the monsters turned out to be just trees. When the sun came up, you were looking at me. You were looking at me. You were looking at me. I remember. Oh, I remember. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Good. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Good. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Good.
Yes, that's just what I was thinking. That is everything, isn't it? You know, to understand yourself, I guess. It's remarkable as well, isn't it? That refrain: "Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet?" You know, it's like it sounds like a mantra, but it's an anxious mantra, isn't it? You know, it's I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds like, or feels like, trauma, isn't it? You know, it's like a traumatic. It's a mantra as the result of trauma. Is that how the best way to put it? Probably not the best way to put it. It's a way to put it, you know. But anyway, yeah, there's no more, is there? I've got 10 seconds left of this. Now just the credits. Awesome, man. Thanks for joining me as usual, guys. I'll see you next time.